Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. In today's episode, let us talk about one of the most commonly asked questions, how to improve spoken English. Let me share the tips that have worked for me and I hope it will be useful for you as well. Let's get started. The first and foremost tip and the easiest tip is going to be sitting in front of the television. No kidding. As a child, I spent all my evenings in front of Cartoon Network. Maybe the 80s, 90s kids do remember that Cartoon Network was the only thing we had, and now we see that there are a lot more of options and also cartoons in regional languages. But unfortunately, that's a bit kind of tricky because the children always want to watch cartoons in their regional languages in case they are able to do it. But please insist that they watch cartoons in English. So this really helps a lot because they see people interacting, they hear the language and they hear good language, right? So choose good cartoons and good programs so that your children can watch them and they live through the language. That really helps in picking up English a lot. The second tip is reading books. Generally, people say you read newspapers, go to the dictionary every day, learn 5 new words. All this is okay. Yes, theoretically, definitely it works. If you're going to improve this vocabulary word power book and you have the dictionary and you have a lot of grammatical exercise books and all that. But still, the easiest thing to do is to read storybooks. And by storybooks, I don't mean the ones where it's like para after para. I mean the ones that are good comics. I as a child read a lot of Tinkle. So let me show you. These books, they have comic patterns, yeah. So there are speech balloons and different characters are talking different things. So what you can do is you can actually take a picture of the book, you can hand over the book to your child and you both can play different characters. For example, you can read, "Where has everyone gone?" And then your child can say, "Didn't you hear? He was injured. They have taken him to the hospital." So like this, you can play 2 different people, and when you're reading, this gives you practice for normal conversations. So when somebody asks you a question in English, the child knows to respond back. So these kind of comics, and I love Tinkle, I love Amar Chitrakatha because it also has a lot of moral tales, but these kind of comics are extremely helpful if you want to have day-to-day conversations and if you want to pick up some new words and most importantly lot of moral stories. So that is tip number 2. The third tip is audiobooks. It's about hearing the language continuously. So once you keep hearing the language a lot, you will start speaking over a point of time. There are a lot of people, for example, I live in Germany. There are a lot of people who move to foreign countries, and just by hearing the language at one point of time, you'll start picking up a word here and there. So hear a lot. So in case you don't have the time to read books with, or you don't want the child to sit in front of the television, audiobooks are a great option for you. Nowadays, Alexa, Google Play, and even Spotify or some kind of audio apps on your mobile, you can just play them, and when the child is playing, you can just play a good story, or you can play some good speeches or some good programs on your audio device, whatever you have, and that also really helps the child. Last and most importantly, please don't break your head about English language. It's a new language to us and everybody is bound to make grammatical mistakes. Even people who are native English speakers, they make grammatical mistakes. We make grammatical mistakes and spelling mistakes sometimes in our regional languages. So human beings are not some kind of a computer to be programmed and said that, okay, this is how you have to churn out every single sentence. It doesn't work like that. But what happens is the more and more pressure you add, it causes kind of an aversion to the child, and then the child thinks, oh, this is some kind of an education, some kind of another subject, so I don't want to put more focus on that. So make this as a learning experience and make this as an enjoyable experience rather than pressurizing your child. Generally in India, I have seen that a lot of people look down upon people who cannot speak English. English is seen kind of a status symbol, but when I moved to Germany, I was very shocked to see that a lot of Germans, so my German is really really not a very grammatically correct one, but every time I start speaking a sentence, I have always, not a single person in all these years I've lived here has ever told me, oh, don't talk in German, you're killing my language. Never. They're so welcoming, and then every time they say, oh, you're doing a great job, that's amazing, I'm sure I will not be able to speak your language as good as you speak German. They're so welcoming, they're so encouraging, and that gives us the courage and the motivation to speak their language. So similarly, if you are good in English and you see people around who are not so good, who are struggling with grammar problems, then please don't put them down. Instead, what you can do is try to encourage them, or just leave them alone. Just let them be. Don't put too much pressure on your children, as I said, but these methods kind of mixed with play and education, they can really help your child pick up good grammatical sentences, because when you're doing comics and when you're doing audiobooks and all, you will hear active, passive, and the first person, second person speech, everything you will hear. So then this helps them to actually develop the language without thinking too much about the grammar, but by enjoying the language. I hope these tips were helpful for you, just as they were helpful for me, and I hope your kids have a great time enjoying and learning English. Good luck, and keep watching The Speaker Mama. This is the voice of an Indian mother.